We want to give you an update now on some breaking news we've been following out of Atlanta, Georgia. That shooting that took place earlier on the campus of Emory University. We want to give you some pictures from that scene where a press conference has just wrapped up in the last few minutes. And we have learned that our own Priya Sridhar joins us live with a heartbreaking update here. Priya, we know that officials just wrapped up. What have we just learned?
Yeah, Morgan, so unfortunately, a horrific ending for that DeKalb County police officer. We have learned that he has tragically passed away in the hospital on Emory's campus. He was commended by the DeKalb County police chief, who said that he answered the call to serve his community. He responded to that gunfire that was taking place at that CVS across from Emory University. And as a result of him responding to that threat, he has passed away. We also know that he was a loving father. He had 3 children and an unborn child on the way. They said that at this time they're not going to be releasing his name, of course, out of respect for his family. But Morgan, a very tragic ending for this law enforcement officer who bravely answered that call.
And Priya, as for the gunman, we know that he is dead, no longer believed to have been joined by anyone in this shooting. We still don't know, correct, if he took his own life or if he was neutralized by officers at the scene?
Yeah, that's right, Morgan. We don't have a lot of information just yet on this individual. We do know from authorities that he is a white male and that he was, quote unquote, known to them in some capacity. We also know that he was found deceased on the 2nd floor of that CVS pharmacy, which was across from the Emory University campus and in very close proximity to the CDC building. We know that shots were fired towards the CDC building, and authorities did confirm that some of those bullets penetrated the building, and we've seen pictures on social media of some of those windows being shattered. We know that 4 people who worked inside of the CDC building were hospitalized, but not from gunshot wounds. They were hospitalized out of stress and anxiety. And another thing they wanted to emphasize is that there was a daycare in that building on that campus with 92 children inside. All of those children are safe. And as you mentioned, at this time, we do not know exactly how the suspect passed away. We don't know if it was from a self-inflicted gunshot wound or if he was neutralized, perhaps by this DeKalb County police officer who tragically passed away, Morgan.
Priya, we know that this is very fluid right now. You mentioned that the 4 people who were hospitalized, it was not from gunfire. As far as the scene itself, we know that lockdowns have been lifted. How would you describe the law enforcement presence in that area at this hour?
Yeah, it was absolutely massive, Morgan. And, you know, I can tell you that all the streets were blocked off just behind me here. It occurred sort of down the road from that intersection. There's just a barbecue restaurant down the street. And this is a very busy area. I mean, the Emory University campus has about 15,000 students and an additional few thousand staff that work on that campus. And then you add the CDC employees into that equation, and the fact that this all occurred at 4:50 p.m. Eastern time, which is during massive rush hour on a Friday during the summer. So there were people everywhere. Emory University was tweeting, as you mentioned earlier in the show, that there was an active threat on campus. They put the campus on a lockdown, and they said, run, hide, fight, which is, of course, what, they tell you to do in an active shooting situation. Now, of course, as you mentioned, the lockdown has since been lifted, but authorities are stressing that folks should try to avoid this area because this very much is still an active investigation. They're conducting forensics at the scene and trying to determine exactly what kind of weapon was used, how many rounds were fired, and any sort of investigation they can do as far as the motive, where the suspect came from, and all of that. So right now, the area is clear, but I can tell you when I first arrived here, I got an opportunity to speak to some parents who were extremely worried about their kids in that area, of course. So they did set up a reunification site not too far away so that families would be able to see their little loved ones who, of course, thankfully all are safe.
Priya Sridhar staying on top of this heartbreaking developing story. Priya, thank you so much.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.